All right, we're here at the end of the media days for the MPGAA. We're here with the commissioner, Leo Etienne. So we obviously had a good time, got to meet a lot of these teams. You know, the league is growing. Can you just kind of give us like a general like state of the MPGAA?
I think we do have a lot of good energy that's growing within postgrad within itself. Okay, with the association, I mean we're growing at a rapid pace. You know, in 2021 when we first started, we only had 8 teams, and then we transitioned to 2022 and went up to 14 teams, and now here in 23 we have 21 teams, and we've expanded out to the West Coast.
So we're watching the growth of post-grad because a lot of people don't have the idea of what that is. At the same time as the MPGAA is also growing. So in a way, the MPGAA is post-grad. So what do you see as kind of your role in shaping what people can see when they look at MPGAA, how that reflects upon post-grad?
Well, I think for the association, it allows kids to have another valuable option, as the transfer portal has made it tough for a lot of kids. They can look now, those incoming freshmen, if they don't have an opportunity that they normally would have without the transfer portal, then postgrad provides them that valuable option because there's a lot of key benefits within postgrad. You know, they're not losing any years of their eligibility. Their clock doesn't start. They're playing high-level talent, and then some teams they're also playing other college small-level teams. So it gives them a great opportunity to jump into the postgrad ranks and challenge themselves.
So you have to run an athletic conference at the same time as you're trying to recruit new teams. I mean, do you see obviously expansion, but do you see there being like a goal over, is it how many teams do you want, or is it the areas that are covered? Like, what is your plan for the future?
I think opportunity and exposure is the one thing that we definitely think about. You know, when we look at how postgrad itself has developed here in the South, Florida doesn't have junior college football, so postgrad gives those kids an opportunity to stay close in state opposed to venture out. A lot of those kids have never went anywhere before. So allowing postgrad to grow here in the South, it gives those kids a viable option. Now, as other states and cities have seen the success that we have had here locally within the state of Florida, it allows them to venture out and reach out to the association to find out, hey, how can we be a part of that? And then that's where the opportunity and exposure comes into play, because now those teams, they can start inquiring about postgrad, and we can help walk them through so that now they can become members of the association.
So you also offer the ability for people who are maybe sitting back watching this and they're thinking like, I would like to help somebody out, do this post-grad thing. You kind of help walk them through the process of that?
Yeah, most definitely. Once we have a member program that is interested, we vet our programs that are coming into the association to make sure they embody what we have envisioned when it comes to the association and postgrad in general. And then after we do that, then we move on to the next step to making sure that they're the right fit for what we're trying to do.
How did you get involved in this in the first place? Because my first time hearing about it was just about a year ago almost. So how did you get involved in postgrad?
I'm a community guy. At the same time, my job is to help, uplift my community and uplift the kids who are in my community who are at need. With doing so, I was once a JUCO guy. I took the JUCO route. So when you look at the postgrad model, it mimics what goes on in the JUCO model. The good thing about it is there's a lot of key benefits here as well as junior college. But when we speak of postgrad and why a kid would go postgrad, the opportunity is definitely there. They get to test drive the car before they got to buy it, and doing everything that they would do on the junior college level, they can do it here on the postgrad level.
A lot of the, thought is about like the athletic part of it, right? Like getting bigger, getting faster. Somehow they didn't get the offers, but for some of them. But how important is the academic side to you in this postgrad?
The academic side is very important. As we heard here today, there's a ton of kids with academically they're sound. They just missed the boat, or the boat sailed out without them, and other people jumped on. So on the academic side, we get kids who have, 3.0s, 3.5s, even 4.0 GPAs. They just want to give themselves a valid opportunity to understand what the college game is about before they actually make the big jump.
I've noticed a lot of these coaches, when people say they care about their players, these people are really doing it for their players. They're only with them for a short time. How important in this whole process is the coach, beyond just being the guy who calls X's and O's? Like, is he the center point of it?
He has to be. He has to be, because these kids and these parents are entrusted in this coach to help guide me for the next 5 to 7 months. If kids come in during the summertime of their post-grad program, then they stretch out to 7 months. So opposed to a college program where a kid would be there 4 to 5 years, we have a short time span with those kids. So now to allow the kid to understand, hey, I want to help guide you so that we can prepare you for that next level once you move on to the college level.
All right. So say there's a kid sitting back watching this. He's maybe got a couple offers. They're D1, but maybe it's a lower level group of 5, or maybe it's a Power 5 and he doesn't want to go there. But somebody's in his ear telling him, hey, man, you got to take this opportunity now. You got scholarship you can do this or that. Why should they, bet on themselves, as everyone keeps saying, and go to post-grad? Talk to that kid.
Well, he has to understand that offer and what are the ingredients within that offer. Are you a priority, or are you another number? Do they want to fill in? You might get some programs that be like, hey, we like him, but he needs to develop a little bit more. I always tell kids, if they like you coming out of high school, they'll love you coming out of post-grad, given the fact that if you do what you need to do. As I always say, you can't be mad at the work that you didn't put into it. If you don't come into post-grad with your head on strong and focus on what you need to focus on so that you can continue to develop, then, you'll quickly understand that, I guess that offer that I had, I guess I really wasn't ready for it, and now we get a ton of college coaches. A lot of them are coaching for their job, depending on how many years they're at that particular school and if they've coming off a bad season. They have to win, and they have to win now. So a lot of kids having the opportunity to go post-grad, it buys them a little time, and clean up where they've messed up at coming out of high school.
All right. So we'll just end with this. Look into your crystal ball 10, 20 years from now. Where do you see the NPGAA within the landscape of athletics in America? Where do you hope it will be?
Well, any successful organization starts with consistency. We want to be consistent. I think with what we've done, we've been consistent as we sit back and we follow, our fellow association partners when it comes to the college world. We want to make sure we're doing things that align with what college embody. So I feel like we're strong when it comes to expanding, and other teams in post-grad programs that are developing across the country, they're looking at the NPGAA as a viable option so that they can be a part of a sports family as we continue to grow. All the programs that are joining the association, the head admin personnel, it's all about community. They want to make sure that they can grow their community. They want to make sure they're helping young men and women across the country. So I think the future of the NPGAA is very bright, but it starts with consistency, and I think we're on the right path.
All right. I know as a commissioner you can't make any picks, but there are any teams you're really interested in their story, or maybe where they're going to end up at the end of the year? Any teams we should, be paying attention to?
All of them.
Okay,
because at the end of the day, there's no two post-grad programs that are alike. Each program is unique in their own way, as you can see with the teams that came in today. And with doing so, I think we try to do our best job with following each team and understanding the stories that are there with each team and each individual athlete, because there's always a unique story.
All right. Well, that does it for the NPGAA 2023 Media Days.